All right, guys, welcome back. Now, let's talk about the example questions 2. This is the second candidate. We call them example answer B. Question number 1, Osman Spencer to board of directors, lack of one subject. He did not give us a subject, but it's still okay. I think he forgot it. But the introduction earns still no marks. In my opinion, I think the introduction was a little bit too long. Maybe you can just write 1 or 2 sentences will be enough. Don't write that long. That much of answers earn you no marks as introduction, earns no marks, and will only cost you more time. Let's read. As the leading retailer of the electronical machines and the tools for the home improvement employing opportunity to other countries, Machine Shop is considering acquiring FRG in Sudan. This is definitely too long. Reluctancy. Don't write the answers like that in your exam. No time. And FRG sells large machines to treat customers. The criteria of suitability, feasibility, and acceptability will be used. You say, guys, this guy has learned the model of analyzing, evaluating the acquisition. The name is FAST. I told you, it is a FAST model, right? But the introduction was a bit too long. To make it simple, only 2 points. First point, the aim of your report. Second, the method of your evaluation. Full enough, right? Memorize that. So, suitability, feasibility, acceptability. This is correct. This is correct way to do the analysis. Let's check how many marks he earned. 11 out of 24. What happened to him? Let's check. 11 out of 24. He used the correct model, but only earned 11 marks. Still failed. Let's check. Suitability. First, the machine shop is now successful in blah, 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 blah. And second, some of the machine shop suppliers are located in Sudan, blah, blah. After that, nothing. So the suitability only gave him 4 marks. Ladies and gentlemen, suitability is only the headings. What we need to do in your exam is to further split it according to SWOT model and answer of future directions. So in simple English, his answer is incomplete. His answer was not enough, good enough, was insufficient to earn the full marks. The suitability is correct, but in an insufficient way. That's not enough. So he earned full marks out of these 4 sentences. Actually, the accuracy of his answer was very good, but still insufficient. So don't forget my famous sentence. Keep writing until your hand drops. And in the computer-based exam, keep typing until your finger twisted. All right, guys, feasibility. He explained the meaning of the feasibility. Feasibility asks whether the strategy can be implemented in a particular if the organization had adequate strategic capability. Earn no marks. The definition of feasibility earns no marks. One more time, the definition marks will only be given on the requirement that specifically asking for, like the previous question, big data. They specifically ask you to explain the big data. You have to give them a definition. But here, you don't have to give definition. Giving definition earns no marks. Memorize that. Remember it. So feasibility's definition, useless. And after that, the entire feasibility analysis earns only 3 marks. Why is that? Let's read. Management. Machine Shop is the private company and are owned and managed by the people who started the organization 15 years ago. Of course, yeah, this is the answers from the script, simply photocopy. Therefore, the directors know each other very well, and there is a close bond culture exists. While FRG is also the privately owned company, the culture of the private company is similar. However, maybe there will be personality clash between the directors or the culture class. So this is maybe. We don't want you maybe. We want your firm answer. Don't guess. So in your exam, I strongly recommend you not to use that English. Please just write down your personal, professional judgment. That's enough. Don't guess, right? Don't use the word like a maybe, right? And maybe will be personality clash between the directors or the culture clash between the two companies. The purchase of log trends is the example. Was an example actually, use of the wrong grammars, but still earned 2 marks of it. Let's read the examiner's comment. This is the well-developed point, was 2 marks possibly not mentioned by many other candidates, and it is a good reason for the acquisition potentially not being feasible or initially successful. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this guy only earned 3 marks, 3 valid points. The answers was still insufficient to earn the full marks. In feasibility study, we have the further structure to further elaborate. What are the structure of the feasibility study? We need to use the model called Varied. We need to use the model called FHPIN to check whether or not we have sufficient strategy capabilities in terms of the resource and in terms of the competencies to implement these choices or to purchase the FRG. In simple English, his answer was good, but not sufficient enough to get the full marks. He needs a structure under the feasibility study, right? The feasibility analysis need to be further elaborated by using another model in your answers, but which he has not studied that yet, right? He studied the broad model, but the segmented level, the sub-level model, he has not studied yet, which, by the way, you have to study later on. All right, guys? And acceptability actually focusing on the financial and the non-financial acceptabilities. And here he calculated enough numbers, which earns only 1 mark of that. This is poor. Let's read the examiner's comment. This is incorrect. Should be 16. That means the calculation was wrong. Table is worth 0 marks because there's no commentary attached to the table. That means only calculation is insufficient. You need to give your comment based on the numbers you calculated, ladies and gentlemen. Don't always apply the F-level knowledge inside. You need to comment on it. The calculation in our level is very simple. What they want to know is your further explanation and your further evaluation on it. Right, guys? So only 1 mark for that. After that, 11 out of 12. 11 out of 24. Question number 2, guys. Importance of establishing an internal audit function. Only 1 mark for this much of the answer. The other answers are irrelevant. He simply photocopied them from the exam script, and some other answers are his personal guessing. All right, and 8 out of 16. Still pass. And after that, big data. He did not put the answers into a correct form because the requirement specifically asks you to construct your answer into a PowerPoint slide together with company notes. He did not do that. So I guess his marks will be insufficiently to get a pass. So only 3 marks for technical. And the other things are only worth 1 mark, poor guy. So totally 8.5 marks totally out of 22. Still fail. Question number 4. Advantages, disadvantages, insufficient answers. Yep, not enough answers as well, but still get a pass, 8 out of 16. So the determination question is the question number 5. If he did well in question number 5, I mean in terms of the imagination and the creativity in the answers, if in simple English, if he's good at bluffing, he still can get a pass. All right, let's check. Oh, he made a table. The question did not ask you to make a table because this is it's simply a report, I think, right? Briefing notes, I think. So they did not ask you to make them into a table. The examiner does not like that because the table is too simple, not enough. All right, not enough analysis. If you stay on as a chairman here, advantages to the complaint. Let's check. 1 valid point, 2, 3, and 4 marks, 4 technical marks for the question number 1. And question number B. Right, greater of CEO leads, greater CEO is clear, great CEO is strategy, great CEO gets their hands dirty. What enters this that? There's another 4 marks. 9.5 marks out of 22. Let's read the total marks. Unfortunately, 45. Yeah, I think he deserved it. Why is that? Because this type of student do not put enough answers into the answer booklet. I mean, he did not attempt to answer completely and thoroughly. Perhaps because his poor time management or because lack of practicing. So, ladies and gentlemen, practice does make sense. From this answer, we can see that he did not practice enough. That's the reason he failed. The answer was insufficient. However, the accuracy of his answer are much higher than the previous student, right? So this guy need to focus on the amount of the answers and the speed that he typed, and also the time management during the entire examinations. That's from the example B.